Chapter 4, Carbon and its Compounds, based on Class 10th CBSE. Part 2, Video, Contents, Organic Compounds, Hydrocarbons, Carbon Compounds Structure, Isomers. Organic compounds or carbon compounds. Organic compounds are mainly made of carbon atoms bonded to hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Carbon forms covalent bonds and can create diverse structures. Types include hydrocarbons, like methane, and compounds with functional groups, like ethanol. Properties include low melting points and varied reactivity. Carbon can form multiple bonds and isomers. Organic compounds are crucial in daily life for fuels, medicines, and plastics. Saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbons are organic compounds made of carbon and hydrogen atoms. They are classified into saturated and unsaturated hydrocarbons based on the type of bonds between carbon atoms. 1. Saturated hydrocarbons. Alkanes. Alkanes have only single bonds between carbon atoms, meaning each carbon is saturated with hydrogen atoms. General formula, where N is the number of carbon atoms. Properties. Alkanes are generally unreactive due to stable single bonds. They undergo combustion to produce energy. Used as fuels and in making plastics. Examples. Methane, simplest alkane, a major component of natural gas. Ethane, used in the production of ethylene and as a fuel. Saturated hydrocarbons. Alkanes name, molecules formula, and structure. 2. Unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons contain one or more double or triple bonds, making them more reactive than alkanes. They include alkenes and alkynes. I. Alkenes. Double bonds. Alkenes have at least one double bond between carbon atoms. General formula, where N is the number of carbon atoms. Properties. Alkenes are reactive due to the double bond. They undergo addition reactions, like hydrogenation and polymerization. Used in producing plastics like polyethylene and other industrial chemicals. Examples. Ethene, also called ethylene, used to ripen fruits and as a raw material for polymers. B. Alkynes. Triple bonds. Alkynes have at least one triple bond between carbon atoms. General formula, where N is the number of carbon atoms. Properties. Alkynes are more reactive than alkenes and alkanes. Used in welding, for example, acetylene, and chemical synthesis. Examples. Ethene, also known as acetylene, used in welding torches and as a precursor for organic compounds. Unsaturated hydrocarbons, alkenes, alkynes name, molecules formula, and structure. Carbon compounds on the basis of structure. Carbon forms many compounds due to catenation. Catenation is the ability to form chains by bonding with other carbon atoms. These structures can be chains. Carbon atoms bond to form straight chains. For example, alkanes like ethane and propane are chains. Ethane structure, propane structure. Branches. Carbon atoms form chains with side groups. Isopentane has a branched structure. It has 4 carbon atoms in the main chain and 1 carbon atom branching off. Rings. Carbon atoms also form rings. Examples are cyclohexane and benzene. These have carbon atoms arranged in a loop. Isomers. Isomers have the same molecular formula but different atom arrangements. This causes differences in their physical and chemical properties. Example of isomers is butane. It has 2 isomers. N-butane. This is the straight chain form with 4 carbon atoms in a row. Isobutane. Methylpropane. This is the branched form with 3 carbon atoms in a row and 1 carbon atom attached to the middle carbon.